I'm Bella Benson. Welcome to another episode of Too Tired to Be Crazy, the #1 podcast when it comes to dating, relationships, and everything that you are asking that no one's talking to you about. Today I have my friend Lauren on. I feel like I'm embarrassed because every time I have a guest on, I can never say their last name. And
oh my God, no, it's fine. My last name is like honestly a mess. It's Riihimaki. There's 2 eyes and it freaks everyone out. Because like, what do you do with 2 eyes? Like, we didn't learn that in school.
We didn't learn anything in school.
True. Just like how to cursive write that we don't use anymore.
I've never learned how to cursive write.
Really?
I actually don't know how to.
Oh my God. Oh, great.
Read or write in cursive.
We have a bigger problem today,
but I'm 4 and that's my excuse, even though I've been here for like 14, 15 years.
I mean, cursive, you don't need that.
Anyway, so Lauren, she's also known as fuck. I always get it wrong. I used to call her LaurDIY, but that's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm dyslexic, forgive me. It's LaurDIY.
Hey, there it is.
Did I say it right?
Yeah, LaurDIY.
Yeah, LaurDIY. So she's cool. So I don't really know anything about my guests. Like, I suck at this. So Lauren is known for, she's a pretty huge YouTuber. If you've been living under a rock, then maybe you don't know who she is, or maybe you just don't like YouTube. But she's huge on YouTube. You have around
9 million?
9 million subscribers. That's insane. I currently have 16,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I was like,
okay,
cool.
Okay. I mean, you got to start somewhere.
I know. I got really excited about that. And what you're known for is do it yourself type of things.
Yeah. So like crafts, home decor, like clothing flips, stuff like that. So
as I was starting this episode, I just realized that I forgot to blend in my concealer, and someone just asked me that because this is also going to go on YouTube. I just said as a joke, like, oh, yeah, obviously I know I have concealer on. What am I, stupid? But no, I forgot that I put concealer on my eyes. And
wait, also, do you have 2 different colors of concealer on right now?
Some makeup person told me to blend it. That's how
2 colors?
That's how is that not how it works?
Oh, I don't know. I just use one. I just slap some Shape Tape on there and call it a day.
All right. So
blending. Also, you give me the middle finger right now. It's just
My life is falling apart. Okay, so as I'm blending this in, let's get more into it. So anyway, Lauren is a super cool YouTuber, and she stands out by, having videos like do it yourself. She's Japanese.
Half Japanese.
Sorry. Cool. So she's half Japanese, but she was born in Canada. Mm-hmm. And okay, so today what I want to talk with Lauren about is kind of anxiety, stress, therapy. We're going to also get deep and down and dirty about going through a breakup, how to handle it, because she went through a pretty public breakup. And she also currently found new love. So it's really cool to kind of hear a story where you think that you lost the love of your life in some sense, and then you find love again. I think that's really inspiring because look at me, I'm 30 and I'm alone. But for Lauren, it worked out. So I'm so happy for her. Okay, cool. Let me have your boyfriend then. Cool. Yeah. Like, okay. So how long were you with your boyfriend for? With your ex-boyfriend for, I mean?
Almost oh my God, I should know this. Almost 3 years.
And that was pretty public. Did you guys start on YouTube together as a couple, or were you both like popular YouTubers and then you start to date?
Yeah. Okay. So this is like, I feel like it can get so messy when it's like the first scenario, but we were the latter. So we had both like kind of built our own brand and had our own followers and whatever. So there was never any kind of, like pointing fingers of like, oh, you made this person famous or they made you famous, which I feel like happens so often where there's, one half of the couple is already, popping on the internet or whatever, and they start dating someone else, and then they decide to start a YouTube channel or they make a couples channel. And so I feel like we were really lucky because we both had our own brands really established when we started dating. But yeah, our brands definitely started, kind of colliding, I guess, or just overlapping because we made so many videos together. But we were lucky enough to not have to, bring one person up.
Do you feel like at one point you guys had to mask sometimes issues when you had some issues because you suddenly felt the need to be happy for your audience or to film for your audience?
Oh my God, absolutely. And I think too, like, so he was a daily vlogger And so that's like an everyday type of situation.
It's every day, bro.
It's every day, bro. Yeah. And so, I mean, like it was okay. Because I mean, at the end of the day, like a daily vlog is what you record maybe half an hour of your day. But it's still tough to, you know, make the decision. A lot of times my thing was just like, if we were going through something or I just wasn't feeling it, I was like, I don't want to be in your video today. Like find something else to make content around because it's not me. And so I would just kind of step away because like I upload only twice a week and I'm not in the whole daily project my life all over the internet type of lifestyle. It's just not my vibe.
Do you think in a way, even though you are a YouTuber, because you only post twice a week versus he was posting every day, do you think that in a way hindered your relationship, the fact that you constantly had to have your whole life out there?
I think there's pros and cons, and it's like one of those things where like you don't know what you're getting into until you're 2 years in a public relationship and everyone knows everything, you know? So it wasn't something that I could have, I guess, anticipated going into it. And I mean, again, pros and cons, like we definitely did so many fun adventures and things because, you know, we were creating content around it as well. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it was horrible and everything was fake, because like it wasn't. It was just that there was this added level of complexity around having an audience that felt so connected to the relationship and so connected to the point where they would want to have, you know, an opinion and a say in like who does what on like what timeline should things be happening. And that was just kind of like the one thing that I didn't realize would happen, is that people would be like, oh, why aren't you moved in together yet? Why aren't you married? Why don't you have babies? You know what I mean? So it was like, you can't anticipate that. Nothing is going to prep you for that.
Yeah. When did you realize that your relationship was over? Was it during? Sorry. I'm just curious.
Oh my God.
Was it during the relationship, or did you, because sometimes people, even when they break up, they still feel like there's hope. So when did it hit you that it was over?
I mean, I have this, I don't know if it's a good or a bad habit. You tell me. But like, I kind of like, not beat a relationship to death, but like I go to the very end of it. You know what I mean? So like, even if maybe 6 months prior we were having issues and we're trying to work through them, like I will try everything to make it work. So then by the end of the relationship, when we do call it quits, I can leave being like, I tried every single possible technique, method, therapy, whatever to get through it. So I don't know.
So it wasn't like a specific moment. It was kind of like some way, a type of feeling where you're like, okay, I've done my all.
Yeah, that's always how I leave a relationship, is that I gave it my all. Yeah, and so like it leaves, and so everyone's like, oh well, how do you move on so fast? But I move on so fast after. So it was like, well, damn, like I tried everything to make this work and it didn't. So whatever, moving on.
Like I give it my all, but then I still hold on to it because it's hard for me to let go, and then I think I torture myself for longer.
Right.
But I do know some people who they know the relationship is over and they still stay in the relationship so they can slowly get over it, and then they break up,
like
and
a safety exit.
Yeah. So I always kind of respect more of those people, but I think you're more in the middle. So I think you probably have the healthiest type of way of exiting.
I don't know. Because like sometimes I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have tried so hard. Maybe I shouldn't have put up with those things. Maybe I should have just, you know what I mean? Like now that I look back and some of the things that like happened, I kind of look back and I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, why did I try so hard to make that work when like, I don't want to. I like. There's like. I'm gonna just end it right there. I'm gonna end that right there.
Okay, we'll see.
Your face for like the tea. You were like, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
No, because it's good to get into it. It's understandable. I mean, obviously, when you're in it, you think that is your person.
Right.
Obviously, when you were with him for 3 years, I don't think you didn't go into this relationship thinking it's going to end.
Right. I mean, like, feel like for me anyways, as I get older, I don't date to just like have casual like flings. Like I'm just like trying to find my person, as I feel like a lot of people are as they get older.
Yeah. So, and obviously you finding a new person, now you're seeing new things. You're finding new things in yourself, new things you like in your partner. So of course, now looking back, you're like, why did I fight so hard? But
right, exactly.
But looking back, if someone told you, hey, you guys are going to break up, you're going to find someone else to love, you're going to be like, no way.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been like, oh my God, no, like this is my person. Like I'm going to make this work. I'm going to try so hard.
Right. Exactly. So what is something positive that you think you took from your breakup?
I think it was just figuring out like what I need in a partner. Like my current boyfriend is a polar opposite of my ex. And I think it's just realizing like I feel like I dated a really specific type of person. Like I'm so type A, and so I always felt like I needed someone that was type B. Like all my exes in the past have been very like type B, chill, go with the flow, and I thought I needed that to balance me out. But I think I realized that I just kind of work better with someone who's more similar to me, because I don't feel like I'm taking control and responsible for so many things, you know what I mean? Because I'm like an organized person. And so I think like I would build resentment eventually long term with someone who is so type B. But like they don't even think about those things. It's not their fault. Like that's a me problem. And so I just realized that like I just work so much better with someone who is also organized and someone who's also like using a calendar in their phone and stuff.
That is so funny that what you're saying constantly sounds like the opposite of me, because for me, the reason I felt like it didn't work out with my ex-boyfriend was because we were too similar, and I kept looking for people who were high strung as me.
Right.
And that's why I kept butting heads with people. I didn't realize until last year when I finally started to date around that what I actually liked is someone the opposite of me, someone more chill than me that can calm me down, someone that talks less than me because I love talking, you know?
A listener.
A listener. But it was crazy when I found out that I need someone opposite than me. So it is cool to see how we all need different things from our partners.
Right. It's totally individual per person.
Looking back now onto your last relationship, is there anything you regret except giving your all?
No, I mean, I don't regret giving my all, so I don't even want to put that in that column.
No, I'm kidding.
I know, but like, honestly, I'm just trying to like not upset anyone. Like I feel like I'm walking on eggshells talking about this.
Don't walk on eggshells, because at the end of the day, you have to be true to your feelings, to who you are. I mean,
yeah, totally.
I'm sitting with you as a friend and I'm interviewing with how you're feeling. People can't get mad at you if you felt a certain way. Like fans can't, if someone's a real fan, they will love you and they want you to be happy.
Totally.
You know?
Totally.
So if you weren't happy in a relationship, they should be understanding of that.
Right. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. What was the question again?
Is there anything that that you regret?
I think honestly, I don't even know. Like, this is going to sound so cheesy, but I feel like I'm so happy with where I am right now. So, and if something had changed in the past, like maybe I wouldn't have ended up in this exact position that I am right here, sitting with you, doing this podcast.
Yeah.
But no, maybe just like setting more boundaries of what goes public, maybe. I don't know, that it was just like I just realized, and I mean this was a learning experience as well, like I just value my privacy so much more than I think I realized until I realized that I had none. So I had to have it completely taken away from me and have my life blown up on the internet to realize that like this is not my vibe, this is not for me. I'm not someone who wants to like live 100% in the public eye.
Yeah.
But I feel like I needed my life to kind of blow up. I mean, it definitely could have blown up a little bit less, that would have been sweet, but like I feel like I learned so much from it.
So I guess I was going to ask you if you could go back and change something about how you handled your breakup. I guess this in a way also answer that you wish it would have been less public.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like you guys handled yourselves well when you guys went through a breakup? Or do you think both of you, if you could also speak for your ex-boyfriend, do you think he would want to change anything?
I'm not entirely, I don't want to speak on his behalf. But I think, you know what? I don't know. I just feel like there's so much bitterness and resentment after a breakup, because of factors X, Y, and Z. And I'm sure we both did things that were like a little bitter. Because I mean, you have such a big platform. So it's like if you're feeling like a little bitchy in the moment and you send out like a subtweet, it's like you don't realize like how many people that goes out to and the effect that it can have. And I feel like we probably both did that. And looking back, we would be like, oh, that was immature and stupid. Like, because we're like chill now, like we're fine. And like we can be in the same room and like not kill each other, whatever. But no, I don't know. The problem is that, and I totally understand this from the fans' viewpoint, is that our relationship was so public for an entire 3 years. Like they went on vacation with us. They went to hometowns with us. Like they were a part of every single step. And then when we broke up and didn't really give them like a full explanation of why we were breaking up, they were like, oh, well, like, why are you choosing now to be private? You know what I mean? Like, I understand both sides as a viewer and the creator. Like, I understand why they felt entitled to know every single nitty-gritty detail about the breakup. And like, I don't necessarily agree with that being like ethical and healthy for one's mental health, because it's absolutely not. But I understand where fans were coming from when they were like, well, you can't just disappear and not tell us things. You know what I mean? You can't just give us everything and then give us nothing.
Wow. Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
no, it makes 100% sense, especially I think YouTube fans, they feel like they're watching a reality show. You are the reality show. Suddenly
Right.
they're like, why is the show canceled?
Right. And that's exactly what it was. It just canceled with no explanation. And they're just like left in the dark about what actually happened. So like, I totally understand that. And like, I mean, that's what's great about YouTube is that we have such a personal connection with fans, and it's a totally different level than like a traditional celebrity. And like, that's why I love YouTube, because I feel like I know my fans and they know me, but it just came to the point where it was too much.
Do you feel like that was one of the things you were looking for in your next partner? Someone that wasn't maybe a full-on YouTuber, or wasn't so in the like limelight?
Oh my God. Yeah. I was like, I'm not dating anyone who wants to be famous. Like their goal is not fame, because like, I don't live my life like I feel like I'm not like the typical creator who's like, oh my God, all I want is to be famous and stuff like that. So like, I live my life so much more as like a quote unquote regular person. I was like, I want to date a regular person.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm a regular person, but I drive a nicer car than you. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Relatable. Like, I get a venti Starbucks, you only get a tall, but I'm a regular person,
But I'm
just
a regular
like you.
person.
But my assistant gets it for me, but I'm regular, just like you.
But like, my assistant will also get you coffee as well.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But the shittier one. But I'm just like you.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. Wait, you're a Leo, right?
Yeah, I'm a Leo.
Love it.
What are you again?
A Scorpio.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My ex was a Scorpio.
You guys, I bet, had the best sex. If you were sexually active, I don't know. I don't know where you stand on that. But you guys, like, Scorpios and Leos are supposed to have really good sex. So one question that I have for you is that a lot of times when we get into relationships, they end up defining us. Do you feel like at one point in your life, during your last relationship, it started to define who you were? And was it hard for you to kind of find yourself again when the relationship was over?
Okay, second part, I'm gonna answer that one first. No, I would feel like I was so happy to like have my identity back. And not that it was a bad thing while we were dating, but I mean, I agree with this 100%. But like, anytime we would be out separately, the first question would be, where's Lauren? Where's Alex? Where's Lauren? Where's Alex? And it was like, oh my God, like, guys, like, we are not like we were a unit, but we like aren't a unit. We're not like one person with like one head. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
We definitely got sucked into just being like a package deal kind of situation. And even like with brand deals and stuff like that, they'd want to pay one fee, but have both of us thinking that we're like one brand. And it just like really, really wasn't like that. And just from a business standpoint, like, I made a clear decision, and it was super conscious to keep my brand as separate as I could. Just in the event that A, we broke up, and B, you know, like, we have a different audience. Like, my audience skews a little bit older.
Okay, but you were talking about from the business perspective. I was talking about more like the emotional perspective. It's like I mean, again, maybe it seems like we are total opposites when it comes to our partners. And to be honest, I love your approach so much more, and I wish I could be as logical as you are.
No, but your approach makes sense for you.
No, I know, but I wish I could be more logical,
Got it,
because I think I suffer longer than I should.
Suffer, oh my God.
Well, I put myself through a lot of heartache when I shouldn't, when I wish I could be as logical as you. So it is interesting for me to understand your point of view and how
rational.
I love that. Like, I'm not. I'm very like, I'll go with how I go based on how I feel in the moment.
Follow your heart, Violet.
Sometimes, you know, you follow your heart and you end up in the trash can. So, no.
I don't love that for you.
I don't love that for me either. But that was the old me. The new me today, I'm fine right now.
Okay, great.
But what I'm wondering is not business-wise that, you know, you didn't like, you wanted to separate you two. I'm talking about emotionally. You lost your best friend.
Yeah.
I mean, did that not affect you in any type of way? Do you have a heart under there? Under
No,
those 9 million subscribers?
Do you have a heart under your 9 million subscribers? I'm dead. No, I mean, you definitely like lose a piece of your life, right? Because it's like you've built just like habits, routines, you know, traditions and stuff like that over that many years. Like, it's inevitable that that's going to happen. So it's like you definitely lose that part of you.
But maybe it's because you're so logical. Once you like let the relationship go, you kind of like went back to being yourself. Is that why it was so easy?
Yeah, we had a little bit of like a really intense aftershock breakup moment that kind of solidified the decision to break up. And so that was like the final, that was like, oh, I definitely have made the right decision. So I think emotionally I was really only focused, like, I would say like the cons were so clear and the positives were so clear that I walked away being like, this is definitely the right decision for both of us.
Wow. What was the aftershock?
It was just like a public confrontation in front of a lot of people in an environment that was not professional.
So again, it was kind of business wise.
Yeah, it was like
from a business
it was like,
perspective.
Well, it was kind of like a business and a personal thing conflicting in a really public space that I mean, like we this isn't like public.
Did you ever feel like you guys became more business partners and there was a business transaction in your relationship because it was so public versus a loving relationship?
No, I mean, like that part was like, actually, I don't know. It's so hard to tell, you know what I mean? Because it's like when you're so a part of like this narrative of like a vlog and like the storyline and stuff, like in the moment you just feel like it's fun and stuff like that, and there's just like a camera there. Like I feel like I was just so used to there being a camera recording so many moments of like our life and our, you know, memories and stuff, that at the time I wasn't like, oh, this is fake, 'cause it feels very much real, and it was real, but I definitely feel like there's an added level of stress and inauthenticity that you don't realize until you step back afterwards, and you're like, because I mean, whether you're acknowledging that there's a camera there, there's always going to be a tiny little piece of your brain that's like, this is going to be on the internet for everyone to see. So it's like, I want to look good. I want to present myself in the best way possible. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just, I don't think it's healthy to have that much of your relationship being blown up like that to the world.
I 100% agree. I think when I am dating guys, that's normally the one thing that I keep a secret, because everything else about my life is so open. But that's the one thing that I think I'm able to stay sane is by having that a secret. So I know personally, I would never be able to have a public relationship like that. Right. So I can't even, as much as I'm sitting there and I'm like, where's your heart? I can't judge you because I have no idea what it's like to go through what you went through. And I'm sure if I was in the same position, I would be thinking in a business perspective, because we are all entrepreneurs. We all run our own businesses. So it is obviously important to maintain your image and all that. My other question is that, you know how when people break up, they're always like, I will always love my ex a little bit no matter what. I disagree with that. No, I'm serious, because I love so hard. Right. When I get over someone, not that I dislike them, I feel insanely indifferent about them. Like I don't feel anything. Do you think you will always have love for your ex-boyfriend and your other exes, or do you think you really like once it's over, it's over?
I think it's on a per case basis. So there was an ex that I was with for 4 years, out of high school and through college, and we went through a couple years where we just didn't really talk at all, and it was more like indifferent. But now we've kind of reconnected, and like, you know, we catch up sometimes, and like I truly like have so much love for him and hope he's doing so well. Like us breaking up was probably the best thing to ever happen to him, because like he's living his best life right now. Like he's doing all the things that like he wanted to do, that me as a type A person was like, oh my God, like that stresses me out. Like, oh my God, like I can't be a part of that. Like, and so okay, he's doing so well. So I think like in that case, I'm like, yes, I do have love for him, and like I'm so happy for like where he's at in life. And I think like with my last relationship, I want the best for him, and like I know that us not being together is what's right for both of us. And so I feel like I'm more like just indifferent. Maybe in the future it'll be more like a hope everything works out for you type of situation.
But it's too fresh now.
Yeah, but I mean like it's been like 9 months or so.
Oh, okay.
10 months, and so like I'm kind of like, I hope everything works out for you. Good luck. Like, we're cool, and I've moved on. You've moved on. Like, we're chill.
If any of your exes ever came back to you and said, hey, I've changed, do you want to make this work? Do you see yourself going back to any of your old relationships?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, so you're that. Okay, good. So you're not like that.
No.
What is your favorite memory of your ex?
I mean, we did a lot. I mean, the one great thing about there's lots of great things about dating someone who does what you do, like job wise. But like our schedules were so flexible that we could just like go to Bora Bora for a week, you know, and we had like a bomb vacation. So like that was like a really good trip. I mean, there's lots of good memories. Like he's a genuinely super funny guy who like always made me laugh, and like I'm always attracted to people who are really witty, and he was super funny. So like. Yeah, it's just you. Yeah, I like you so much.
Yeah. So he made you laugh, and his schedule was very open. That's your favorite. That's like memory.
Horrible summary of my favorite things.
You're very logical and transactional, but it's not on purpose. It's just kind of, you're very type A, like you said.
I'm so type A. Yeah. No, I mean like we could do crazy stuff at like the drop of a hat, you know what I mean? Because we both had like the budget and the time for it. So like that was really cool. Like that's something that's very one of a kind, you know, like you're not going to find that in every relationship. And also he was super funny.
What is your least favorite memory of your ex?
Oh my God. Probably the breakup and the following 2 months after that. That was more just like it's like, even though I'm transactional and rational and stuff about relationships, like obviously the day that I have to accept that it's over, and not that like I failed, but in that moment, that's what it feels like. It's like I have to start all over again with someone else. Like we've built so much, and like I've tried so hard to communicate and like try and make this the best that I can. But if the other person is just not willing to like meet you halfway, I feel like you question your self-worth. You're like, am I not worth it for this person to want to make it work? And in that moment, like that's exactly what I was thinking. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm like, what am I not enough of for this to work?
So feeling all that, how did you manage to pick yourself back up when you're going through that? How did you keep yourself from texting your ex and wanting to see him? Or did you accidentally fail and sometimes see him?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, like, I feel like it's not a breakup if you don't accidentally text your ex afterwards. Like, I have a heart. Like, I'm not.
You know, it's called I have a vagina, not a heart.
But it's true. Like, I feel like I don't know a single person who's broken up and just been able to cut clean. You know what I mean?
True, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, like, no, I definitely, like, that happened afterwards for a little bit. But no, I think
what kind of made you cut the cord then after seeing your ex a few times to finally be like, enough? Or is it because you started dating other people?
No, we had like a super crazy like post breakup blowout.
Oh, that's so after that thing,
yeah.
Like so you broke up, then the post breakup blowout, then final.
Yeah, then that was it. That was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Yeah, so that happened. But I mean, I also like have my mom flew out from Canada and came and stayed with me for like almost a week. My friends were so good. Like they would come over and we'd like collect all his stuff from my house. I mean, you know what I mean? Like my friends were so good. And eventually I was like, my friends convinced me to like get on some dating apps and just like, even if I'm just doing it for fun, just to like, you know, open up that new chapter of my life of being like, okay, there's other people out here. Like I have to put myself out there. Like even if it's just a text conversation, like to figure out, I hadn't been single in so long. It'd been 3 years. So I was like, oh my God, okay, we're going to download Hinge. Oh my God, like what pictures do I save for Hinge? Like what do people, I was like, oh my God, this is so stressful.
When did you feel like you were ready to finally start even texting other guys? Or do you feel like your friends kind of push you onto it and then you were thankful that they did?
Yeah, I definitely the latter. Like it definitely was like, okay, like I'm definitely not ready. Maybe I am ready. I don't really know. But I downloaded it anyway and just like started doing it. And like I set up a few dates and then I like bailed and I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. And then eventually like I went on a few dates and I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. Like I can do this. I'm glad I did this.
I think the first date after your breakup is always the worst one because
oh my God,
you're comparing your ex to this person the whole time.
You know what though? I feel like it was a total comparison the entire time. But in some ways I was like, wow, like he's such a great communicator. Like I love this. Like this is really nice. Like I don't want to date this person. Like I don't like him enough to like date him, but like this is really cool. Like it was even just so fresh meeting a new person and being like, oh, there's other people out here that have a totally different set of characteristics. But oh my God, I called him dude on the first date. I was like, oh my God, just kill me now. I was like, oh yeah, thanks dude. Like good to see you. And it was like, oh my God, I just need to die under a rock right now. And I'm just like, I'm rough. I'm out of shape. I'm out of practice.
Yeah, I know. We're always so out of shape. But again, this is how much opposites we are because my first date after my breakup was I got overly drunk.
Oh, no.
I got drunk before the date. I got drunk on the date. And then I started crying about my ex. And then I asked him if he thinks he'll take me back. My ex would take me back.
Wait, how long after was your like this date after the breakup?
Like a week or two after.
Oh, that's fresh.
Yeah, I was forcing myself to something I wasn't ready.
Right, okay.
So don't do that. But do you have any tips for listeners out there on some quick tips to getting over a heartache?
I mean, I think just like bottom line is if something's not working and you feel like you've given it your all and your partner's not giving it their all, or like they're not willing to meet you on compromise and communication, then that person's not even worth your time to, you know, dwell over. And it's so much easier to put in the past to be like, they don't want to be with me, so why do I want to be with them?
How did you realize for yourself that you were enough because you were feeling like you did something wrong? How did you get back that self-esteem?
I mean, I think it was just finding just like peace of being single. Like being able to like just stay home on a weekend and be like, oh, like this is fine. Like I enjoy my own company. And I feel like that's such like a healthier mind state to be in, even when you start dating someone else, to like be okay with being single.
If you could go back now and give advice to your younger self when she first started dating, whether it was the Alex or the other exes, is there anything you would tell her? Or just about love in general?
I mean, I think it's just that, like, if someone isn't gonna make it work, I think about all the guys that like I talked to on MSN. Did you use MSN? Like all the guys that I would like talk to on MSN, and like my palms would be sweating and I'd be like so nervous for their response, and they'd hit me with like a like N2MU, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh dang, like not too much you.
Oh,
You're like writing it N2MU. I just felt like all the crushes that I had that I would like lose sleep over and be so upset that they didn't like me back, and it was just like, I feel like so juvenile and stupid, and like obviously that's such a part of like high school and middle school and stuff, is like having crushes that don't like you back. But I feel like I dwelled so hard on boys and didn't like me back, and it's like, whatever, they didn't like you back, go find someone else to like, maybe they will like you back.
So your advice would be there's other fish in the sea.
There's other what is that again? Yeah, there's other fish in the.
You're like, but I want that fish.
I know, but that fish is the one that I want. Yeah, exactly.
Like, no, go to other ones.
Go find a new fish.
If you could go back in time, would you have not dated some of your exes?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think I learned so many things from each relationship that I feel like it's like prepared me for where I'm at now.
That's so good. That's I agree with that. So when you and Alex parted ways, your ex-boyfriend, did you feel like you were not going to find love again, or were you in denial that you thought maybe that was your person, or did it make you feel jaded about love, or were you just obviously as usual just super logical and you were like, yeah, this will happen to me?
I mean, I think like in the moment, at like the peak of the breakup, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be in love forever. Like this is it. But we had actually done a little bit of couples therapy near the end of it too.
That's how I feel like how you know it's failing. A lot of the time.
No, I disagree. I like love therapy, and I think if it's helpful,
couples therapy when you're not even married, I think that's like a red flag.
I guess. I mean, I think it can go either way. I just like love therapy. I'm such an advocate for therapy, and I think if you need a mediator to like maybe get you moving in the right direction, or even just like put things in place for when scenarios happen.
Was the right direction for you guys to break up?
Yeah.
Is that where she took you guys?
I'm not even kidding. Shit. Like it really was. Like she was like, she very much laid it out in like, okay, like Alex, this is what you want. Lauren, with this is what you want. Maybe this is like, maybe you guys should try this, and this. And if this doesn't work, maybe it's not the answer. Yeah. And so, yeah, she basically like was a huge part of the breakup for sure.
Now she's dating him.
Now imagine, oh my God. Now she's like 45. That'd be like really questionable. So I mean, love at all ages. Yeah, you're right. Love at all ages. You're right.
So obviously you for a second you thought you're going to be alone forever. What? I can relate to that. So, and I still feel like that sometimes. Can you give some hope to me and to other girls listening that there's like, you know, a light at the end of the tunnel, you know, there's kind of the silver lining. When did you suddenly realize that you liked a new person? How did that feel, suddenly liking a new person? Was that weird for you? Or did you know right away that you liked this person? And also, did you go into it having different expectations? Like what was going through your head?
I mean, I think when I came out of the relationship initially, I was like, okay, I need to like stay single and keep things casual for a really long time, because like this breakup was so crappy that like I don't want to do this again. But then I think when I met Jeremy, like things just clicked so naturally. I'm not one to be like, oh, I want to be single for 6 months exactly on the dot, so like I can't date you. And it kind of just progressed into, you know, what it is now and into a relationship. But I feel like you asked so many questions that I'm like trying to like.
Sorry, I was just trying to understand like what do I need to do to find my husband today? Like
what's the
step
answer?
by step? What did you wear? What kind of perfume were you wearing? Exactly, like what did you say? How was your hair done? I just need to copy like everything.
The formula. Like what's the formula?
What is the formula? Did you meet him on a dating app or?
So we had actually known each other. Our paths had crossed before in work like 2 years ago, but obviously both of us in different relationships at the time. And then we reconnected, like basically on social media. But no, I don't know. I think it's just like putting yourself out there. Like I went on a few dates. I also feel like after being like, how many boyfriends have you had, or like how many relationships?
A good amount,
Like I feel like after you've dated so many people, I feel like I'm so much more picky in what I would actually get into a relationship with, especially like turning 26 this year. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not just going to date around just for like, just for funsies, and I don't know. I feel like I learned so much more about kind of like what my checklist looks like for someone that I would want to invest my time in to be in a serious relationship with.
Yeah. Tell me more about this checklist, because I think, I think, because I was listening to a TED Talk when it came about relationships, and they did talk about this checklist. And I think it's something that we all forget. Like, we all have non-negotiables,
right?
And we all forget about them. And a lot of times we go into a relationship knowing certain things we don't want in a partner.
Right.
That partner shows us that they have those
and
things.
We're like, oh, no, it's totally fine. Like, I can get over this.
Exactly. Yeah. And you continue on. But I'm not saying non-negotiables were like, well, if he chews really loudly, I will not date him. It's like,
some people have that phobia though. Like, maybe that should be a non-negotiable, it's like, do you?
I have that phobia, but like, I'll still love that person. Like, I'm not.
That's great.
Or then I really will just get 3 more cats, because I'll for sure be alone. But I'm talking about like real non-negotiables. Yeah. Like, for example, I want to be married. Oh, you don't want to get married ever? Oh shit. Okay. Or I want kids. You want kids?
Right.
It's things that we think are uncomfortable to bring up. I would say maybe bring it up maybe the 3rd date. I don't know, but it's very important to bring these non-negotiables up.
No, totally.
What do you feel that suddenly after your last relationship that you had like a checklist that you felt like Jeremy had to kind of fit into?
I mean, I've never really dated someone who's type A. So it was kind of going into it not entirely knowing like how type A of a person I wanted. But I think it was just someone like who can also take care of me. Like I'm like such like a nurturer. Like I love taking care of people, but it gets old when that person might not reciprocate, the same level of like nurturing that I give.
But that's also your language of love.
Right. No, totally. So it was like, I need someone who is going to be down to like take care of me, and someone I think communication was the biggest one. I was like, I need someone who is mature and can communicate on the same level that I can. That was my biggest thing. I want someone who is going to be good to my friends and family. I want someone who has ambition and drive, and not necessarily needs to be rich or anything. Like, that's not at all. Like, I'm a strong, independent ass woman. Like, I don't need no man to like, buy me things, but I want someone who's ambitious and, works hard, knows what they want. And, I mean, I think it's just someone who also understands what I do. And this was like the scariest part about being newly single, was that I was like, oh my God, like I work such a weird job. Like, if no one knows anything about the whole YouTube creator, influencer scene, they're going to be like, what in the actual F is this?
Right. It is very important to find somebody that understands what you do, or like takes your job seriously. Because if you're like, well, I have to post a picture today, I have to take pictures, and they're like, are you kidding me? It's just
That's
a picture.
Your job? Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's your job. You need it. But actually, Remy and Alicia recently talked about this on their podcast. Pretty basic. Check it out. They were talking about the 307 guy, which our friend Taylor came up with it. It's like, and she even put in the Urban Dictionary. She's like, the 307 guy, I'm pretty sure it's 307. It's a guy that only has 307 followers on his Instagram. But so, he's not trying to be famous, but he understands what it's like to date a girl that has 307,000 followers.
Right.
He only has maybe 30 pictures. He barely posts.
Right.
It's not like a ton of selfies of himself.
Right.
He loves his family, loves his dog, and he's there to take care of you. That's a 307 guy.
Oh my God.
So influencers and YouTubers, what we're looking for is a 307 guy.
Yeah, I know, you're so right. I want a 307 guy. And Jeremy has like...
So sorry, Jeremy. Bye. She's
I know,
looking
he's
for a
got like
new guy.
150,000 followers, and I'm like, I don't know, that's a little over 307. But no, like he posts like a picture once every maybe 3, like, at the end of the year when you do your top 9 photos from the year.
No, I didn't do that, but yeah.
God, you work on social media. What do you mean? Yes, you do. It's like at the end of the year.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like the top 9 or whatever. Like he didn't even have enough photos last year to like make a top 9.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow, tell me more. That turns me on. Like, I love that.
I was talking to some guy this year where he didn't have an Instagram, and I was like, that's so hot. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, you know? So I get that. And I met Jeremy before. I'm really fond of him. Like, I think he's really great. I've never met Alex, so I can't have an opinion on Alex.
Totally.
So that's good that those are your non-negotiables. Another thing that I think is very important, because you said one of your non-negotiables is where your friends like your partner. Mm-hmm. That's another thing that I think we always try to avoid. And I listened to that in a few TED Talks. I have no life. But they were saying how by the third date, your friends should actually meet your partner. And everyone thinks like, oh, maybe that's too fast. But no, it's because your friends will usually be able to see things you're not able to see.
Absolutely.
Which is why your friends need to meet that guy so right away they can be like, oh shit, there's something wrong with him. Like, I don't like him.
Right.
You know?
It's so tough though, I feel like, from the friend's perspective, because they're like, they want you to be happy. So if they see you being like head over heels in love, sometimes they just take that and they're like, oh, like so sweet. I'm so happy for you. Like he seems great for you. But like, I love the friends who would take me aside and be like, yo, like, I don't know about this. Like,
well, those are the real friends. But also, you know, when it's a red flag when you don't want your friends to meet your guy.
Totally.
Or when you do, you're like, no, I swear. Like, I swear.
He's not normally like this.
He's never like this. And I feel like I've done that even recently with like guys I've been friends with where I had to explain to other people, like, he's different when he's around me. And then I was like, wait, maybe I'm just stupid.
And making excuses for that.
I'm just stupid. That's why. Okay, so tell me a day in the life of Lauren.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, I'll walk you through yesterday because yesterday was like a super random day. Okay, so wait, today is Thursday. Yesterday was Wednesday. Okay, so woke up, went to the gym, and then I filmed a video, bought a tattoo gun, learned how to tattooed my friends. Your face.
That's crazy. Like a real tattoo?
Like a real tattoo, yeah. Also, it's just like so terrifying that you can buy a tattoo gun on Amazon for $50. Next day shipping. Like, are you kidding me? People should not have access to that.
Well,
especially
I'm shocked.
me. Yeah, not very good. The tattoo was not good, but he let me put a smiley face on his leg.
Who did that?
One of my good friends, JP. He was like, he let me do it.
He really needed those followers. He was like, shout me out. You can do whatever you want.
He didn't even want to shout out. Like, he was just like down. It was so crazy. I know.
He must have other tattoos on his body.
He's got one. Yeah.
He's got one and wow.
I know. Good friend. True friend.
Do you have any tattoos?
I have 4.
You do?
Yeah, do you?
No, I have 0.
Do you want any?
Not for me. No, I don't think so.
No, don't trust me. I really don't trust me. I like practice on synthetic skin, which is absolutely not the same as real skin. And so it was a questionable day yesterday. So anyway, tattooed my friend. We shot a video. That was fine. And then what did I do after that? Oh, I had a friend come over and watch The Bachelorette. Answered a whole bunch of emails. I had some workers at my house yesterday. Walked my dog. Was asleep by 11.
Wow, I'm trying to switch up my schedule. I've recently been going to sleep late.
Yeah, I know. I saw your story last night at like 4 in the morning. 5 in the morning.
But that's because I was in pain for my root canal. But I have been going to sleep like 2, 3, which it's not good for your health or for your diet. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, no, totally. Jeremy goes to bed at like 9:30, and that's like a little aggressively early. So I'm trying to he's very type A.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
It's wild.
I know. Like when we met, like at the very beginning, he would have an espresso shot and an avocado for breakfast and go to the gym every single morning.
I mean, I like that. There's there's real LA guys where they do that, but they also like, I have friends that they told me about some weird meditation that their ex-boyfriends used to do where they were just like weirdly like doing weird dances and things like that. I'm like, okay that's like too LA for me.
Yeah,
I'm
too
good.
LA for me too. Yeah.
Take your kombucha and get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's how I feel. I'm just being honest. Okay, so now that you feel like you are in a relationship where you feel happy again, you found yourself again, and clearly you don't feel lost in this relationship because you're so logical, blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
How do you get through the hard parts in this relationship? Is it because you've learned from your last relationship things that you don't want to see? Like, how do you handle conflict? And do you feel like you tried to handle it differently than with your last partner? Or is it just you and Jeremy communicate differently?
Yeah, Jeremy and I just completely communicate differently. I also think, though, there's definitely things that I learned that I was like, okay, I won't ever do that again because obviously it doesn't work. But I definitely think it's just that we have a totally different communication.
What's Jeremy's zodiac sign?
He's an Aquarius.
Dope, I like that. What's Alex?
An Aries.
To be honest, Aries guys are only good with Aries girls, in my opinion. They're really not compatible with anyone else because I'm not saying Alex is a lot to handle, but Aries guys are a lot to handle. And I wouldn't recommend anyone ever dating an Aries guy. They're just a lot to handle. They're very aggressive about things. And the only way they show emotions is through anger. That's the truth.
I like
that.
don't know anything about horoscopes unless I'm dating the person that is that horoscope and my own.
Aquarius are very chill and they're communicative. My brother-in-law is an Aquarius and my sister's a Sagittarius. They like work well. They have a child.
Honestly,
shout out to them.
As soon as I start dating someone, I'm like Leo and Aquarius compatibility.
You do that?
Yeah.
I totally do that too.
I like don't know if I fully believe in it, but I'm just like curious to see if like the world of astrology thinks that we could be compatible.
I always do that. And I even talked about in one of my last episodes how I like when I have a crush on someone, I Google like what, like let's say if I'm dating a Leo, then it'll be like how to attract a Leo.
Oh my
how
God,
to
get
make a Leo
tips?
chase you. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that.
And then this one thing that I didn't say in my last one of my last episodes is that I even go a step further. And if a guy is not compatible with me, but I still have a crush on him, I Google what type of zodiac signs he is compatible with, and then I Google those zodiac signs traits, and then to figure out how I can act like that. Then I'm like, I need to give up on life. What am I doing with my Friday night?
Oh my God.
Too much, too far.
That's too far.
But I just ran into some girl that was listening to my podcast and she was like, wait, I do that too. And I was like, thank the Lord. It's not just me.
So funny. I'm like a different level of crazy. So like I'm an ESFJ on the Myers-Briggs scale.
Yeah.
Whatever, I forget what Jeremy is, but like I'm always like ESFJ and ESFNP whatever compatibility. Like I'll do our Myers-Briggs compatibility as well.
Okay, literally nothing you said this whole time, the past like hour has made you sound crazy in any type of way. You're like insanely logical.
Until right now.
So you're like, I'm so crazy. Today I was like, you know what? I usually drink tall coffee.
Grande.
I'm gonna get grande. I'm crazy, you guys. Like that's you.
I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm super logical. It's like annoying how logical I am sometimes.
No, I think that's a great trade. Being such a logical person, I assume that I would love to hear then how you deal with failure in your life. Like, have you ever experienced any type of failure, work or anything? And how have you dealt with that?
Not good. I don't deal with failure well at all. Like, even if I have like a new venture, like a business venture flop, like it hits me so hard to the core, or like relationships when they flop or fail or whatever. Like that just like rocks my freaking heart and brain. Like I don't handle failure well at all.
So what does that mean?
It means that I don't handle failure well. I don't know. Like I don't even know. Like,
are you negative? Are you crying?
I'm not so much of a crier. There's like phases. There's like the first phase where I'm like destroyed, like self-esteem just like absolutely destroyed, because I'm like, oh my God, like I put everything into that. Like this is what defines me. And like obviously it doesn't at all, but I'm just like being dramatic. And I like just crush my self-esteem. And then I'm somehow able to turn it into motivation to do something else or do it better or do it differently. And so even if like, I feel like YouTube is such a good example of that too. Even if I try a new video type and it flops, I'll be like, okay, great, that didn't work, sucks. Like that was like hard on my life to like, you know, have it flop, but I can turn it around and be like, okay, let's try it like this.
Yeah, I'm very similar in that perspective as well, where I have a moment where I feel sorry for myself and I want to give up, and then I'm like, okay, like brain processing. Okay, what can I do better? What can I do next? Mm-hmm. So for those out there that maybe don't think the way we do, what advice do you have them when it comes to seeing all your friends succeeding when you're not?
Oh man, I mean, like I feel like there's definitely your first initial reaction is jealousy. It's like natural. It's so natural to be like jealous of someone else's success. But I think it's just, you know, honing in on what you're doing and how you can make whatever you're doing like so personal and so like a huge part of your life that you're so dedicated to it.
Right. So focus on yourself instead of your friends.
Yeah. Like just stay in your lane. You know, it's always so much better to stay in your lane and focus on what you're doing and like throw yourself into that passion.
Exactly. I agree with that. What is something that you failed at?
Oh man. Oh girl. Oh, how much time do we have? Oh my God. My first ever like business venture was not like business venture, but like the first time I ever launched merch. I did not have enough subscribers to be confident in like launching merch. I think we sold like 8 sweaters. And luckily I didn't like commit to like buying a lot. Like it was totally fine. Like it was like a print on demand type of situation. But I was like, oh my God, like this is so sad. Like no one likes me. Because it's such like in that moment, it just feels like it defines your entire self-worth. Okay, so flopped at that. I started a phone case line one time when I was younger. That like kind of flopped. I like broke even because I had to like invest the money on that. So broke even, but kind of chalked it up as like a flop / like learning experience. Anytime I have like a big loss in subscribers, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm a failure. Oh man, like it's over. I have to go find a new job. Like this is it for me in my YouTube career. That's a flop. I mean, every relationship I've come out of is technically a failure. I mean, you learn so much stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, that's not my person.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, I've dyed my hair really questionable colors a whole bunch of times. Like, that's a flop.
Being here today, you're like, why did I do this? That's a failure.
No, I've made it so far in life that I'm on the Dynasty podcast.
That's right. But it's so good. I think being a strong person, somebody that's able to admit their flaws and their failures, and the fact that you're able to sit here and actually admit that.
I've never told anyone that I've like only sold 8 sweaters.
I was going to say
like 100,000 subscribers.
I mean, for other people out there, maybe they're pretty sure, maybe they think it's not a big deal. But for people like us, where it's kind of like fake it till you make it, always pretending like we're killing it. It's not something you ever want to admit out loud.
Totally. No, yeah, everyone can know now that I only sold 8 sweaters. My first merch drop. So
yeah, but look at you now. You kept going. I'm the kind of person when I fail, I also stay quiet about it.
Oh, me too. If something flops. Oh, I launched an app one time that flopped, and that kind of just like disappeared into the world. Like I hate that I'm bringing it back up right now because we're gonna be like, oh yeah, what happened to that app? But like I just like stay silent. There's no announcement that like we took it off the app store. It just like silently disappears back into the world.
Yeah, that was me. I launched like a wine brand where it was
cool.
It was like 2 years ago, and it was I forgot the word for it, some type of a percentage. I forgot what it's called. Like when they make the wine and then you get I don't.
Oh, like the cuts basically, like.
Yeah, I forgot
the royalties.
Yeah, but I forgot what type of deal it's called. But anyway, I partnered up with the wine company. They made the wine. I was the face of it.
I see.
It was a whole photo shoot and everything like that. I didn't realize how hard it is to sell wine. Whether it's you can only ship to people that are 25 or over. A lot of states don't take wine, and not to mention. Sometimes if I feel like I'm not passionate about something, I give up really easily.
Right, which is hard to like integrate that stuff into your content too. I feel like you don't really care.
Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't passionate about it anyway. It failed. And I did the same thing where I just pretended it didn't happen. And whenever someone comes up to me and they're like, I have a great idea for you. Why don't you start a wine company? And I'm like, F you.
Girl, I have done that. I have been there.
Yeah. But I know that it wasn't for me. And I've learned from that, you know? So what are you curious about right now?
What am I curious about? What do you mean? Like, what am I curious about?
In life. Like,
in life?
What's keeping you curious? What's keeping you awake at night?
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to install a water purifier into my sink tap. That's like, I like wish I was kidding, but that's honestly just like,
oh, for the podcast people, my face looked like it just gave up. Like if that's okay.
No, literally like I feel like my thoughts now are just like that of a 45-year-old woman because like I'm a homeowner and it's just like my life is just run by different stresses that I have that I'm like things I'm trying to fix in my home. Okay. No.
I understand. Yeah. My air conditioning broke last week. I had to fix it. That was annoying being a homeowner.
Yeah. Right. No. Yeah. Okay. But for real, things that keep me curious. I mean, like I love reading different articles on like any subject, like Vice, like the random things that Vice covers. I feel like I love. So whether it's like crazy drug stories or stuff like that, or like prison stuff, like I like love that kind of stuff. But I don't think I can't like think of like any one topic that I'm like so curious about, but I'm like so down to consume whatever content kind of like surfaces. And I feel like the algorithms on social media apps are so good now at like giving you things that you probably want to read. And so like I hate that I'm like such a like child of social media and like that world, but it's so true. Like there's so many great articles and like social media platforms that are like, oh, like 10 things that a Leo needs to know to like be the best version. I'm like, oh, I obviously need this in my life. Like I need to spend the next 10 minutes reading like what the best 10 things are to make me the best person.
What do you do to try to stay positive every day?
Oh my God. I mean, I think positive, like this is so stupid and like juvenile, but like positive affirmations I feel like are so important to like wake up and be like, okay, today's like a good day. Like I can do this. I just feel like on days, especially like when I'm PMSing, I'm just like a monster. I'm like a different person, not rational, not sane, like an actual like cuckoo person.
That's me a week before my period.
Okay. That's me 3 days before my period.
Same.
It's like that period. But no, I think it's like, just waking up with the right attitude. Because I think about when I wake up and I'm PMSing and I'm like, oh my God, like my stomach hurts so bad. Like I have to poop. I hate this. Like I feel terrible. And like I know I'm just setting myself up for a bad day. So I think it's about like, your attitude and being able to just roll with the punches if something does go wrong. Like, do you ever have those days where like one small thing goes wrong and then another small thing goes wrong and you just go down like a tunnel of little tiny things? It's like, have you seen that meme where it's like, the day that your bell tube gets stuck on the door handle and like you get thrown back with the door? Has that ever happened to you?
What is a meme?
My face right now. Oh my God.
No, I agree with you. It's kind of like you end up somehow attracting negative energy. Being negative, you attract more negative energy. And then when you say, can this day get any worse? It literally does get worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus if you change your attitude, things don't seem as bad. And then it's kind of like you're right. It's a domino effect.
Yeah.
You're in a bad mood. So you end up losing the parking spot. Then you get out of the car, you bump into somebody, they spill the coffee on you.
Right. And then you get a shopping cart where the wheel doesn't work or something.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, like this day is just out to get me.
So what do you do? Is it something in your day that you suddenly realize like, oh shit, I'm being negative? Or how do you manage to skew it? Like, do you do meditation breathing, or do you just tell yourself to be happy, or you pretend to be happy until you are happy? Like, how do you know to just...
I mean, I feel like you just nailed it with like all of those. I think it's a combination of all of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you really... Actually, I'm not so much of a meditator. I'm so distracted. Not so good at meditation. But I feel like it's just making a conscious decision to be like, okay, some crappy stuff has happened today. Everything moving forward is going to be okay. And if something crappy happens again, you're like, okay, it's totally fine. We're starting now. You know what I mean? Like the good day is starting right now after this crappy thing.
You're so positive and you're fun to be around. And I really I like your positive attitude. So I feel like you have like a positive aura and you're attracting positivity around you. And it's really great that you're able to show people how you found love again. Mm-hmm. And even though you are so opposite from me, I feel like I'm able to learn a lot from you.
Well, it's so interesting that it's like everyone is so different, It's like you need the opposite, I need the same.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm much more emotional than you. So a lot of the answers that I asked you, I would have answered in an emotional way.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that your answer is wrong or my answer is wrong.
Totally.
So I really appreciate like everything you answered. And I love how logical you are. And I love that we're friends and we know each other. I think it's really important, to find like good, positive people in your life that kind of bring you up. And I like Jeremy too. You guys should come over my house.
Oh my God, no, we're so down. I'm like really allergic to cats, but like I could make an exception for Pancake.
Oh yeah, I'm allergic to cats and dogs too, so I know the feeling.
Yeah.
But I have an EpiPen at all times.
Oh
so.
Great. Oh my God, yes, just stab me in the leg. I'll come over and just stab me.
Yeah, but I'll invite a bunch of people when my house is like more made up. But I love decorating. How fun is it decorating your new home?
Dude, it's like never ending as well. Like every time I finish my house, I'm like, let's flip this room, and then I start again. It's so bad.
Yeah. I feel like I would love to have you back one day again to kind of, because realizing how structured you are, to kind of explain to people how to create a business and then how to be a YouTube personality and how to continue that. Because I think in a way I was trying to get a lot of emotional stuff from you versus that's not who you are. And I feel like, no, but it's fine. Because I feel like I learned a lot from this whole, this episode where I was like, oh shit, this person thinks completely differently than me.
Right.
So that was really cool. Anyway, what's next for you?
Where are we in the world right now? It's June. I'm going to VidCon. Are you going to VidCon?
No, I'm not.
VidCon is like a scary place. It's a lot. It's too much. You have the better situation.
Well, I'm not an actual YouTuber, and I've never been invited.
Oh, I mean, it's like okay, well, awkward. No, I mean, I've got some stuff launching. I've got a bedding line launching next month. Flipping a whole bunch of rooms in my house. Doing some fun DIYs, maybe tattooing some more people.
Oh my God, you should flip a room in my house.
Oh my God, actually, Gabby Hanna just texted me to flip a room in her house. We'll see how it goes, and then if it goes well, maybe we can do one of yours. I'm like really stressed about this.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, I'm like stressed.
Okay, I want all my friends to flip each bedroom.
That's what Gabby's doing. Yeah, it's so cool. Sorry.
You see, when you think of something and then you forget about it, someone else takes the idea.
Yeah, I know. Whatever though, that's so fun. Yeah, have people flip rooms in your house.
I want to do that, so we'll do that soon. Okay, so where can people find you?
At LaurDIY on everything.
YouTube, Instagram,
Twitter. Oh my God, are you on TikTok?
No, I'm not. Are you?
I worked with TikTok, yeah, and I like got on it. It's like it's TikTok is nuts.
I just feel like once you turn 30, you're probably not allowed to go on that app.
Oh, you don't look at age over like 24. You fine.
Yeah, my vagina is like 17. Boys, did you hear that?
Oh.
Anyway, Lauren, thank you so much for coming on my podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you have any questions or whatever, DM me, DM Lauren. Make sure to follow Lauren on all of her channels, LaurDIY.
Oh my God, we're gonna get it. We've been friends for so long and you're like,
LaurDIY. Anyway, thanks guys for tuning in to Too Tired to Be Crazy. Don't forget to rate me and review me, and check out this video. Will be on YouTube, I promise. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.